It's 2 a.m. You've been scrolling for hours, but not because you are enjoying it, but because you're too tired to even close your eyes. You have a mountain of assignments, morphology, quizzes, literature review, and group projects, but you feel frozen. They call us the strawberry generation. Beautiful, vibrant, but easily crushed. But is it really that we are soft, or is that we are carrying a wage that no generation before us has ever seen? Today, I don't want to talk about productivity. I want to talk about why we are breaking and why burnout has become our default setting. The truth is, Gen Z burnout is not caused by a lack of grit. It is caused by a surplus of always on expectations. As an English student, I spend my days analyzing narratives, but the narrative I live in is a digital one. We are the first generation that takes our office and classroom everywhere in our pockets. There is no going home when the group chat is buzzing at 11 p.m. with revised deadlines. We are constantly performing on LinkedIn, on Instagram, in our Zoom meetings. We've become masters of masking, pretending we have it all together while our internal battery is at 1%. And let's look at why this happens. As university students, we are caught in a performance trap. We don't just study English, linguistic, or literature. We feel we have to embody a certain level of success every single day. In our classes, like integrated academic presentation, we learn how to speak perfectly. But outside of class, we carry that pressure to be perfect into our social lives. We see our peers on LinkedIn getting internship, our friends on TikTok traveling, and suddenly our each hour of study session for morphology syntax quiz feels like not enough. And this is where the emotional explosions comes from. We are suppressing our human needs for rest because we are afraid of being left behind in the algorithm of life. We are essentially living in a state of high level performance anxiety disguised as ambitions. And I want you to think about a time you snapped a friend or a family member over something tiny. Maybe they just asked you about, what do you want for dinner? And you didn't explode because of the dinner questions. You explode because you've been performing for 14 hours straight, and that one tiny question was the needle that poked the balloon of your patience. And if you look at the trend on X or TikTok, you'll see thousands of us talking about anxious attachment to our work. We are not just stressed, we are hypervigilant. We feel like if we stop for 1 second, we will fall behind forever. This constant state of high alert is what leads to those sudden emotional meltdowns. It is why we cry over a minor feedback or a missed task. It is not the small thing that broke us. It is the months of carrying everything else. Okay. And we've been told that our value is tied to our output. Even though we study the power of vulnerability by Brain Brown, but in reality, we are terrified of showing that we're struggling. We think that being strong means never reaching a breaking point. But a bridge that never bends will eventually snap. That is exactly what is happening to our generation. And so, how do we fix a system that doesn't have an off switch? We start by redefining what rest means. Rest is not reward for finished work. It is a fundamental human requirement. We need to practice unapologetic boundaries. Turn off the notifications. Be not fine for a while. As I learned in my own studies, even the most complex syntax has its pauses. So your life needs them too. And returning to that 2 a.m. feeling, the next time you feel heavy clothed or burnt out, don't punish yourself for being tired. Don't call yourself a strawberry instead. Acknowledge that you are a human being navigating a world that was designed to never sleep. And yeah, let's stop trying to be unbreakable and start being sustainable. Because the most impactful thing you can do for your future is to make sure you are actually there to see it. I am Reva and I'm choosing to take a breath. Thank you.